To enter into it is a legal marriage, and this license, sure enough, has been issued here in Dallas County and under the authority of the state of Texas. But of course, your marriage will be recognized in all of the United States and for all purposes. Is this what you intend? Then please join hands. You can face each other. Hey Pete, don't forget to breathe, okay, brother? Pete, will you have Miss Kristy as your lawfully wedded wife? Yes. Sir, do you promise to love her, to honor her, and to cherish her?
Yes.
Do you promise this in sickness and in health?
Yes.
Do you promise for richer and for poor?
Yes.
Do you promise in all the good times, but even in the bad times?
Yes.
Sir, do you promise to keep yourself only unto Kristy and forsaking all others?
Yes.
And finally, do you promise all of these things for as long as you both shall live?
Yes, I
All right. Kristy, will you have Pete as your lawfully wedded husband?
Yes.
Ma'am, do you promise to love him, to honor him, and to cherish him?
Always.
Do you promise in sickness and in health?
Yes.
For richer and for poor? Do you promise in all the good times, but even in the bad?
Yes.
And Kristy, do you promise to keep yourself only unto Pete, forsaking all others?
Yes.
And ma'am, do you promise each and every one of these things?
Yes.
Well, hold on a second. Till it gets to be 80 degrees. I mean, you never know what I was going to say there. Right? You promise them for as long as you both shall live?
Yes.
Your rings are symbols in several ways. Is it white gold and was it tungsten or?
Yeah.
Those metals symbolize purity, because if you were to cut it or crush it, if even you melt pure tungsten or pure white gold, either one, those metals will never separate into two. They remain pure and as one always. Let your marriage be symbolized by the nature of these metals. That is, in your marriage, the two of you shall allow nothing or no one to cause you to separate. You are to remain pure and as one, no matter the challenges or the opportunities that come to you, and no matter where life takes you. As you wear these wedding bands, you'll have a little reminder on your own left hand. That those metals remind you of the purity that you should seek always in your marriage. The circle of the ring is the symbol of eternity. They say there's no end to a circle, and if that is true, let the circle of your rings symbolize the promises in your marriage. You promise to love, to honor, and to cherish without end. Finally, these rings are a symbol to the rest of the world. As you leave this courthouse with these rings on your left hands, they will serve as a symbol to the entire world that you are each promised or betrothed to another. And these are very beautiful rings, and the symbols are significant. But far more important is what is in your hearts than what is on your hands. So I will ask, do you offer to one another this day from the heart a pure and eternal love?
Yes.
And will you each accept the love that has been offered to you in return? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Will you take this ring? Place it on her left hand. And repeat after me. Kristy, with this ring,
Kristy, with this ring,
I do thee wed,
I do thee wed,
and all of my love
and all of my love
to thee I give.
to thee I
Take this ring, place on his left hand, and repeat after me. Pete, with this ring,
With this ring,
I do thee wed,
I do thee wed,
and all of my love
and all my love
to thee I give.
to thee I give.
If anyone is present who knows of any legal reason or can show a just cause why this marriage should not or cannot take place, you must speak now or forever hold your peace.
We got the door done.
Peace?
Yep, you're right.
With this crew, that's about as close to peace as we're going to get out of it. Pete and Kristy, the two of you have consented to be married, and this is evidenced by the promises you have made, by the vows you have exchanged, and of course by the marriage license you've had properly issued. You are this day promising your faithfulness and your fidelity in one another, but also to one another. And finally, those beautiful rings that you now wear, they are significant as symbols. May serve as a reminder from time to time. But most important is the fact that this day, in front of all these witnesses and in the presence of this court, the fact that the two of you have offered to one another from your hearts a love that is pure and eternal. Now it is with all of these things in mind and under the authority of my office as a judge in the state of Texas, it's also my privilege and indeed my honor to pronounce you husband and wife. And sir, Mr. Bride. So there's children prayers in here. Congratulations.
Look at Carlos.
Do you all have a couple witnesses you wanted to sign?